We always hear from guys who will tell you that it's the Filipinas who are very insecure with themselves and in the relationship. Well, you know what? I've been around as an Aussie man living in Australia, and I've seen many Aussie men with Filipina girlfriends or wives, some of which treat the Filipina horrendously. I also see and read much on YouTube comments on my channel over the past couple of years. And really, I have to say from my observations, one needs to be more concerned about the foreign guy and what problems his insecurities may cause for the Filipina, which in my opinion are far greater than the problems anything she could ever impose on him. In just a moment, I'll go through 6 issues caused by his insecurities that can certainly make for a very unhappy life, especially for the Filipina, to the point where she may even walk away from him and he wonders why. So stay with me here. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina and are not sure where to start, then why not check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site where it's free to create an account. Some guys that I've seen truly believe that they are the prize when it comes to their relationship. I look at him and then I look at her and just shake my head in disbelief that he has the gall to even think such a thing. Many of these guys are much older men, overweight and balding, and clearly are no oil painting, while their Filipina may be at least 20 to 30 years younger and rather attractive. I think to myself, what world or reality is this guy living in to think that he is the prize? After all, he has a beautiful woman in his bed every night. One who will attend to all his needs, including cooking, cleaning, washing, and listening to his constant whining. And yet, he is somehow the prize is laughable. It's really the sheer arrogance of this type of man that gets me riled up rather than how he looks, I must say. Any relationship that is worthy is based on how people treat each other. And really, it doesn't matter if one is an absolute beauty and the other is a beast, so to speak. If they treat each other with respect, love and kindness, it'll work out in the end. It's more about the attitude that some of these guys have, which is brought on by his own insecurities, which in turn sees him treating his Filipina in a negative way and frankly, sometimes where he's abusing her. Unfortunately, many insecure guys do go after a Filipina because of the fact they are more tolerant or submissive than women in his own country who frankly would never put up with his crap, and he knows it. These guys are looking for someone that they can walk all over and won't argue back, and so a Filipina becomes an easy target for him. There are 6 primary behaviours that come from an insecure man who has a Filipina partner that I've noticed over the past 2 years or so. Just before we get into those, if you would like our free monthly newsletter, then send me an email requesting so. My email address is in the description box below. Now, back to the video. And the first 3 things are low self-confidence, personal image issues, and jealousy, which all tie in somewhat together. And really, how ironic is it that a man with low self-confidence, or one who has issues about the way he looks, would go after a much younger and very beautiful Filipina? Simply, where's the sense in that? Of course he's going to be thinking that every other younger man is going to be chasing after her, or that she may want a younger man, and so his jealousy kicks in. He then starts to see things that are not really there and accuses her of flirting or paying attention to other men. And he may even be calling her every name under the sun, rather than realising these are his problems that he most likely has had for many years. This then leads us on to what I call socially inept guys who just want to hide themselves and their Filipina away as much as possible. They rarely will go out anywhere and primarily just stay at home, and they'll expect the Filipina to do the same. Over the years, he's lost his ability to socialise with others, and now he feels very uncomfortable in doing so. This guy thinks in his mind that he is all the Filipina will ever need, and God forbid if she should ever ask to go anywhere or have any friends over for a coffee or lunch. Which then leads us into guys who are controlling and or abusive. This is clearly the worst type of guy a Filipina can be with, and yes, I've seen this sort of guy, and one can only feel very sorry for the Filipina. These guys specifically targeted a Filipina because he knows he can control them much easier than a woman in his own country. And he most likely knows that he can use words in English to make her feel less than what she really is, so she won't speak back to him. It's certainly such a sad thing to see a man like this, and I use the term man loosely here, to abuse her verbally in public, mind you. And one thinks that if he treats her like this in public, then what in the Lord's name is going on behind closed doors? His controlling and abusive ways comes from his own insecurities, fears and bad experiences during his life that clearly he's never addressed. And again, as I say, a Filipina becomes the easy target for him where control and power is his ultimate goal. And the last behaviour I'll mention brought on by guys with insecurities are the guys who I call outcasts in their own society or even country. Perhaps they've had many fractured relationships in that country or even have broken the law several times. Or maybe they just don't like or appreciate their country any longer. But whatever has caused them to be an outcast where no one really likes him, nor does he like anyone, he will see a Filipina as the one person who won't ask too many questions of him and perhaps won't judge him the way others might. And of course, his insecurities, no matter what they are, will affect the Filipina when she comes to live with him in his country or he goes to live with her in the Philippines. It really doesn't matter where they live because his attitudes and behaviours are not limited by borders or countries. And as I've said, I've seen all the above behaviours in guys who have a Filipina wife or girlfriend, and frankly, it makes me ashamed to be an Australian seeing this in my very own country. Some Filipinas will put up with this but become very sad and broken women over time, and others will look to get out of the relationship and either return home to their family or try and make a new life for themselves. Whatever the result in the relationship, one must know that for a person who has any or all of the above insecurities, then they need to sort themselves out before looking for any partner. But I know that most of these guys would never do that because to them, they still feel as though they're the prize in the relationship when in reality, they are the Filipina's worst nightmare. And guys, I would implore you all that if you see a Filipina being treated badly, especially being abused in any way, then stand up for her and put that cowardly man in his place. And who knows, maybe this will show her what a real man looks like. Thanks for watching, stay safe and take care.